Welcome to Trading Lounge in the US stocks for the 30th of September, and Alteryx is our first stock here, and nothing really important to do here at this particular stage. Yes, we could buy off the low here, and we can expect a bounce from here because we have 5 waves to the downside here. So you could go long on new highs here, new highs above this little move up through here. Let's just go in and have a closer look at that. See if we can do anything. So it's pretty much got the same move up as the NYSE and the S&P 500. So that means that we're actually looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So look, I guess once we've got support on 120, you can look to go long at that point. So we will probably see in this move up here of 1 and 2, and this is the 3rd and the 4th happening at the moment, so there'll be a 5th wave. It may or may not reach the 120, and then there'll be an ABC pattern like this. So if you can see that, then you can go long from this point here for this. We'd be looking for the move to the upside as being corrective, so just bear that in mind here, but still it should give us a 50-60% retracement level coming in here, so back into the 150 area, not so bad. And also too, one of the points here is that we're expecting the S&P and the Nasdaq to move up from its wave 4, so this will be carried up here. This particular stock didn't have very good earnings in its second quarter because of the COVID situation, and that's why it's dropped the way that it has. So as that repairs itself, then this stock can move up. Alrighty, let's move on. Alibaba, so Baba, and in this case we're looking at wave 4 here with wave 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 the 3rd wave, the 4th wave here, and then the 5th wave up through here. Now we know 4th waves can get a bit complicated, so we may even have this here as the A wave here, then an A and a B and a C wave here. So this can actually just move up in 5 waves here, and then move down and then move up here. I don't think that's the case though, but I'll just put it there as an alternative count. My thoughts are that if we get support on where it was tested over here before, it popped up here and then got pushed back down. So if we get support on that level, then we can look at being long. So let's just go check that out here for a moment. So it doesn't give a very nice wave C down through here, I must say. That's why I'm a little bit concerned about it. So what we can do here is you could go intraday further in here and look at this here. It'll be in the same vein as the other markets. So we're looking for the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then a little move like this here. So if we can just borrow one of these over here that we don't need anymore, just pop that on that second high there. And the target for this here, we'll just move that over to the 300. That's not even on the 300. So yeah, so we don't need any of these here anymore. That's that. We'll use that. We'll keep that under there. We don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Trade's done and dusted. So yeah, look, in a nutshell here, we're looking for 5 waves, which will take us above the 300, and then we're looking for an A and a B and a C wave here. But yeah, look, it's a good stock and it will move along with the others. So buying it here, or even buying it, yeah, I mean, it'd be just nice to sit on top of that 80 there, because of the gap here and because it hasn't retested the 72. This is all group 2 here, 65, 72 and 80. So between 200 and 300 we count to 8. So 1, 2, 3 for group 1, 5 the midpoint, and then 8 here. But with 8 we've got 72 and 65 as group 2, and you can see the advantages of group 2 in many ways. So 65, 72 and 80 but that's just a skeleton of a lot of other important numbers in there. But we don't need to go in there because we're not, we're not that close to the market at that point. So we're looking to take profit just at 300. All good. Let's move on to the next. Okay, BIDU. So obviously one of the largest internet companies in the world, coming down from 2019 down into 2020 here. So definitely in this downtrend here. To be honest, we're not interested in this stock here unless it can prove to us that it's got some strength. So to do that, it would need to be above the 150. There are different ways to count this down here. I could count this down as an A and a B and a C wave here, a little bit short on that one. But what I was kind of considering here, this is just tacking on from last time we spoke, is looking at this as 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 here. That is obviously still traveling sideways, and looking for this fifth wave to the upside here. So when we get that fifth wave in here, there's a couple of things. It can be wave 4 here, and then it can just crash from that point, or it can be wave 1. If it's going to be wave 1, we'd still need an ABC coming back for wave 2 here, and we would need to work through that. But I do, even though it's, this market has sunk really quite low and all the rest of it, in this big trend coming down here, it is in a very interesting position. If we get the 5 waves up here first, it still can be wave 4. It can be in basically an A and a B wave here and a C wave here for this. But if once it finishes off its thing here, and then if we do get some sort of correction here, and we do find a way in over here, well, it gives us an opportunity to get into a long-term trend to the upside of an international market, which is important to get that diversification in there to a point. So we'll just keep it there. We won't do much with it. Let's move on. Okay, Caterpillar, cat. So yeah, last time we spoke, there was nothing to do here. We just really wanted wave 3 to finish, wave 4 to play out here, which it can be at this stage. If we just clear this this stuff up here, we could use this one here. We'll just use this as our signal here. Just clean this up a bit. Let's just go to the 4-hour chart and get closer to this. That's 3 hours, and I've got nothing to do with that. So the move down here does look a little bit impulsive in terms of just shooting the breeze here a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to work out which is the top there because I need 5 waves to finish that off, but that looks like it's higher here. So I need to check on that, but that would leave 5 waves down at that point. We definitely need, the setup would be, of course, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, trying to cover the gap over to the left, and then back down at that point. So it's a fair way to go here for this. We can go long here, or we can go long here for that. We don't want to go long under here because if we've got 5 waves here, this is the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here. So we may we may even come down here before going back up here. So we just need to be a bit careful. So this is our setup over here, and we don't have that yet. If we do get that and they're triggered, well, then we're on our way at that point. But we're not there yet. But the good news is that this is a correction at the level, and now we're looking for a setup. It's just not there yet. Let's move on. This is a weekly chart here, cellular biomedicine, and the point, I haven't got this weekly chart labeled, but the point here is, as you can see, the major trading level 20 here. So the major levels are, well, 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8, and then up to 100, and then 200 and 300. So, but the main point here is that you can see here that the market is still under the level, and we were looking for a move up at this point. So this whole correction here can be finished on this low here. We could count this up for wave one here as an A and a B and a C here. We could look at this as wave one here and a correction here because it hasn't taken out the lows here. So there's a couple of different ways to look at this, but it does feel and look like it wants to make a move to the upside here. It's not a safe trade going all the way up here until we, once it got support here, then it's got sky to move into here. It does look like it wants to move up, so let's go in and check that out. That's on the weekly chart. The daily chart, I do have it labeled a little bit. So we can have a series of ones and twos in all of this, and it has moved off quite nicely since the last time we spoke. Or maybe this is, no, obviously this would have been here when this has occurred here. So this is probably 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. So we still need that final push up here for that. And once we get the final push, then we'll need an ABC pattern across here. So we're just not ready yet. I mean, you could actually buy it and keep the stop way out of the way here, or even a portfolio buy. But I think we'll just we'll just wait for the right time for all of this. It could move along quite quickly, I mean, if these ones, twos, the third of the third of the third of the third here, so it could move along quite quickly, and it obviously is displaying that in a point. So obviously news-based as well, so that's a bit of a problem. But we'll do our best. All we want to see is visual support on this level up here, and we can move into that. So we'll leave this and we'll move on to the next stock. So our next stock is CAREDX, and last time we spoke, I drew a line across the top here, so that has been triggered. So now, if you're trading this, we'll put the stop over here. And yeah, we can expect to move higher at this point. So if I probably need to put wave 2 sitting on this leg here, which would leave this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here. For that, let's just go in and check that a little bit closer. But that's a nice setup on the level there. So this point here of 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. Yep, no, I think we're on the right track. So technically that's where we're sort of looking at that point there. So yeah, that's moving along nicely. We could still, we just want to keep, we'll put this, put that stop there. We can move it up a little bit, but in the initial stages when you're looking at these things, it doesn't matter if that's the top there or not. Do you know what I mean? We may be able to count 5 waves up here, or we may not. It doesn't really matter. But the point is leaving the stop more than 61.8% out of the way. So when you buy this stock, if you're risking 1% and it's down here, you would look at that target area there where the stop is there, so you know your entry and your stop. Your risk is 1%, so then you'll be able to work out how many stocks you can buy for that amount of money, be it leveraged or non-leveraged. You need to manage that risk. The problem with leverage is that you'll have some sort of overnight financing cost. I know I'm from the sort of the Europe side, so in Australia we have European options rather than American options, and we have CFDs which have a high interest rate, daily compounding. Be mindful of that. So I'm not quite sure how the charges for margin works with US stocks. I'll need to check that out. But there is a calculator on our website on the trades page that you can figure out how many to buy as such. So anyway, we're leaving the stop out of the way there. Let's move on to the next stock. CODEXIS. So this is a protein engineering company, but the trend looks so heavy, doesn't it? Very reluctant to move up, and it moved down swiftly, and it's reluctantly to move up. In fact, all of this here, this A, B, and C. You know, we can look at it like that there as well. We can't go long here until this market finds. I mean, this looks corrective to a point here, but even so, we can't go long until we've got a setup which is over here for this. The trend is just too heavy at this point. We don't want to get caught in something like this, so we need to be in this but going up. So we'll just leave that for the time being. Alrighty, that's it for this video. So thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Cheers.